Gentlemen, let me ask you something directly. Do you truly believe that at your age women only care about men with large bank accounts, luxury cars, or a full head of dark hair? Because if that thought has ever crossed your mind, let me stop you right now. That belief is not just wrong, it is a misleading idea that society has quietly planted in the minds of men for decades, through movies, advertisements, social media, and casual conversations. Men are constantly fed the message that aging reduces their value, and this slow conditioning quietly strips older men of their confidence. But here's the real truth. There is something far more powerful than money or physical appearance, something far more magnetic than youth, fashion, or social status. And the best part is that most men over 60 already have this power inside them, but they have never been shown how to use it with intention. When you unlock this inner power, women, including younger women, naturally feel drawn to you without you having to chase them or prove anything. And no, it does not require surgery, extreme makeovers, or expensive displays. It requires something much simpler. 12 minutes a day of intentional mental training that resets your confidence, rebuilds your internal energy, and shifts your presence in a way that women immediately feel. So stay with me, because I am about to share the exact method that makes women lean in, pursue you, and compete for your attention, while other men your age continue wasting their time playing games they cannot win. But before we go deeper, I ask for one small favor. If you are ready to reclaim your confidence, rebuild your presence, and attract women without manipulation or insecurity, then hit the like button, post a comment below, and tell me where you are watching from. I truly enjoy seeing men from all over the world joining together and building a stronger, wiser community. And make sure you subscribe to my channel, The Stoic Heart, because every week I share practical, science-based insights about male vitality, emotional strength, relationships, and maintaining your personal power after 60 now. Let us shatter a major myth once and for all. Society tells you that once you cross 60, you suddenly become invisible to women unless you have movie star wealth or celebrity status. Forget that idea completely. That narrative is false, deeply outdated, and disconnected from how real attraction works. I have worked with men in their 60s and 70s who have women 20, sometimes 30 years younger, genuinely pursuing them. And the reason is not cosmetic treatments, not luxury lifestyles, and not financial displays. It comes down to one thing: psychological attraction. Women are not searching for more young, impulsive, unsteady men. They are exhausted by them. Women, at any age, feel drained by men who are insecure, emotionally reactive, needy, or constantly trying too hard to impress. What women actually crave deeply and instinctively is maturity, emotional steadiness, grounded confidence, patience, presence, and masculine calm. And here is the part most men overlook. You already possess these strengths because you have lived through life's battles. You simply have not been taught how to use these strengths intentionally in relationships. For anyone who is new here, my name is Dr. Jocelyn Carter. Over the past 5 years, I have dedicated my work to helping men rebuild their confidence, restore their vitality, reclaim their emotional power, and succeed in the modern dating world. And I will tell you something many experts avoid saying. Outright, men over 60 are sitting on a powerful, untapped advantage that younger men cannot compete with. Younger men are still chasing validation, proving themselves, and fighting for recognition. But you have lived, learned, built, failed, succeeded, and survived. That lived experience becomes masculine gravity when used correctly. So what is the secret that completely flips attraction in your favor? It is something called outcome independence. When you master it, women naturally feel drawn toward you because it communicates emotional strength, security, composure, and self-trust. But to truly understand outcome independence, you first need to see the 3 major mistakes older men often make. Mistake number 1 is chasing instead of attracting. Many men still behave as if they are in high school, trying to prove their desirability. They try to impress women by attention or flash money as bait. Biologically, this backfires because women instantly sense neediness. Emotionally, it feels desperate and makes her hold all the power. Practically, it wastes time, resources, and energy. The solution is to cultivate modern masculine calm, which removes pressure and creates a natural pull. When you stop chasing, you create space that women instinctively want to move into. Mistake number 2 is tying your worth to a woman's approval. When you ask yourself, am I still attractive, or do women still want me? You instantly lose your natural confidence. Stress hormones rise, your body tenses, and you stop being genuine. Women notice this shift immediately. The fix is redefining your self-worth from within, based on your wisdom, experience, independence, and emotional balance. When a woman feels that you do not need validation, she respects you more and feels safe around your composure. Mistake Number 3 is competing in the youth category. Too many men dye their hair, wear accessories they do not even like, or try to look 35 again. You are not 35, and that is actually your advantage. Women do not want immature energy forever. They crave stability, emotional safety, consistency, and maturity. When you stop trying to compete with youth and instead embrace your real, masculine identity, you unlock a new type of attraction that younger men simply cannot imitate. Now, let us talk about how to build outcome independence with daily practice. I teach a method called the Indifference Activation Protocol. It takes 12 minutes a day and rewires the way you carry yourself. Step 1 is 3 minutes of contentment rehearsal. Sit quietly and imagine your life exactly as it is. No female attention, no external validation, and still feeling satisfied. This retrains your nervous system to stop sending signals of lack. Step 2 is 4 minutes of agenda-free visualization. Visualize interacting with an attractive woman, but without trying to achieve anything. No pressure, no expectations, just presence. This teaches your brain to stay relaxed rather than calculating outcomes. Step 3 is 5 minutes of self-appreciation. Reflect on your life's lessons, your resilience, your accomplishments, and your personal growth. Not to compare yourself with others, but to recognize your own value. This builds internal confidence that others can feel even before you speak. Here is the paradox of attraction. The less you chase, the more women chase you. One of my clients, Frank from New Jersey, experienced this firsthand. At 68, instead of trying to impress a woman at a cafe, he simply sat peacefully reading his book. A woman approached him on her own. They have now been together for 2 years. What attracted her was his energy, which communicated that he was whole, present, and confident on his own. This is not about acting cold, distant, or manipulative. It is about freeing yourself from desperation and stepping into mature masculine power. Women are drawn to men who radiate calm confidence, emotional steadiness, and authentic presence. And the truth is that you do not need to invent this energy. You already have it. You just need to stop hiding it under outdated beliefs and habits. So, gentlemen, hear this clearly. You are not too old. You are not invisible. You are not past. You're prime. In fact, you are at a stage of life where your natural masculine energy is at its strongest. All you need is a mindset shift and 12 minutes of intentional practice each day. When you begin applying outcome independence, women respond to you differently with curiosity, warmth, respect, and genuine interest. And always remember this: you do not need to become someone new. You simply need to unlock the deeper version of the man you already are. If this message spoke to you, hit like, subscribe to, and share this video with a brother or friend who needs encouragement. And in the comments, let me know the biggest challenge you face in dating after 60, because I read every single one. Now, let us go one layer deeper, because outcome independence is not just a mindset. It shows up in how you speak, how you listen, how you move, and how you respond when women test your emotional center. One of the most powerful shifts that happens when you develop outcome independence is how you handle silence. Younger men rush to fill silence because silence makes them uncomfortable. They talk too much, explain too much, justify too much. A grounded man over 60 understands something different. Silence is not awkward, it is magnetic. When you pause, when you breathe, when you allow space in conversation, women subconsciously lean in. Silence communicates certainty. It signals that you are not nervous, not seeking approval, and not afraid of losing attention. Another major shift is how you respond to rejection or perceived rejection. Outcome-independent men do not personalize a woman's mood, timing, or interest level. If she seems distracted, you do not chase. If she declines an invitation, you do not negotiate. You simply remain relaxed, kind, and unchanged. This emotional steadiness is incredibly rare, and rarity creates value. Many women will test this, without realizing it, by pulling back slightly, by delaying responses, or by being neutral instead of enthusiastic. Men who are dependent on outcomes become anxious. Men who are grounded remain calm. Guess which one feels safer and more attractive? Let us also talk about boundaries, because outcome independence naturally sharpens them. When you value your time, energy, and peace, you stop overgiving. You stop being overly available. You stop tolerating disrespect disguised as playfulness. You do not need to confront aggressively or lecture. You simply withdraw your attention when something does not align with your values. Attention is currency. When you give it deliberately, women sense that you are selective, and selectivity is deeply attractive. This leads to another truth most men are never told. Attraction grows in uncertainty. When a woman cannot immediately predict your reactions, your availability, or your emotional state, because you are stable, not reactive, her curiosity increases. This is not a game. This is a byproduct of emotional maturity. You are no longer an open book begging to be read. You are a calm presence that must be experienced over time. Now, let me address a concern many men quietly carry. What if I stop chasing and nothing happens? That fear comes from scarcity thinking. Outcome independence does not mean you isolate yourself or become passive. It means you engage without attachment. You still talk to women. You still express interest. You still invite. But you release the need for a specific result. Ironically, this is when results start appearing often unexpectedly. Here is something fascinating from psychology. Humans are wired to mirror emotional states. When you feel at ease within yourself, others feel at ease around you. When you feel fulfilled without external validation, others sense abundance. Women do not chase men because they are perfect. They chase men who feel complete. This is why your age works in your favor. You are no longer building identity. You are embodying it. You are no longer hustling for worth. You are grounded in it. When a woman feels that you are already whole, she does not feel pressure to fix you, reassure you, or manage your emotions. Instead, she can relax into her feminine energy. And relaxation is where attraction grows. Let me leave you with this. Final reflection. Confidence is not loud. Power is not flashy. True masculine presence is quiet, centered, and unshakable. It does not beg. It does not perform. It simply is. And that presence, once awakened, becomes undeniable. In the next video, I will break down exactly how to communicate from outcome independence, what to say, what not to say, and how small shifts in language completely change how women respond to you. Until then, remember this: you are not competing. With younger men, you are operating on an entirely different level. Stay grounded, stay calm, and most importantly, stay true to who you are becoming.